What is going on, everybody? I'm Jackson.
And I am Tristan.
And we are now on part 2 of our cold brew series with La Colombe coffee. We have a Brazilian bold and rich and a Brazilian extra bold right here.
Yeah, and the extra bold is said to be a dark roast, while the bold and rich is going to be medium/dark roast. Of course, both of them are unsweetened. Yeah. So, which one are we going to start out with, Jack?
Let's start out with the bold and rich. So the first thing I noticed on here, if you remember the last video I did with Starbucks, this right here says single origin.
Ooh, there we go.
It is a Brazilian only coffee. They also say where the origin is. I like that. This says more caffeine per ounce, 240 milligrams of natural caffeine per serving, which a serving is 12 ounces.
Boom. You know, that definitely shows that the last episode we were on to something. Starbucks didn't say it was single origin, so it was a blend for sure. Probably. And they didn't put how much caffeine was on it, so we were led to believe that it probably was a little bit weaker than they probably tested it, or what they tested it weaker than they thought it was. So maybe these are going to be a little bit more strong, also known as stronger.
I'm breaking the seal.
He's breaking the seal than the other one. One thing Jack did notice, it says cold brew coffee on the front, but it says it's cold pressed. Don't really know if there's a difference or not. This is double filtered, it says. Okay. So it is freshly roasted specialty grade coffee is steeped in steel wine tanks, free from oxygen, and then brewed overnight before being pressed. Their cold brew is double filtered for a smooth, clean sip with strong coffee flavors and a natural sweetness. Best enjoyed cold. 100% Arabica from Brazil. Dairy-free, gluten-free, kosher, vegan, all natural with no preservatives and no sugar.
Is it certified kosher? I mean, I would guess it would have to be if it's kosher.
So, yeah. And how many milligrams did I say?
240 milligrams per serving, which is a 12-ounce serving, just similar to ours. I believe we have 246 per serving for us, so a little bit stronger.
This is the same cold brew they use in their cafes. It is a washed, sun-dried coffee bean from Brazil and retains naturally bold and nutty flavors from the Brazilian coffee. So, like last time, they were saying cocoa at Starbucks. This time, they're going with nutty. That's because it's from Brazil. You're going to get the Brazilian flavor is going to be a nutty flavor. And it's fairly good. Brazil's a very famous and very common origin in the coffee world. Very popular. So I'm going to expect good things from this. Let's hope. Remember, we are judging on smoothness and taste.
So one thing I noticed right away, this is much darker than that Starbucks.
This is much darker.
This is a thick boy.
And so the one thing about cold brews, that it can be a cold brew, but the way that it's brewed and the ratios can vary vastly. And that's what makes cold brew honestly pretty cool from cold brew to cold brew. Most of the time when you're roasting coffee, it's generally going to be the same in the origins and that. But when you're brewing cold brew, man, you can have the same bean brewed completely different with different people, whether or not they're going for the concentrate and then adding, or if they're going ready to drink right away from brew, or if they're going to have more coffee per gram of water or less coffee. So this, I don't know if it's, I would highly doubt that the origin has anything to do with this from the Starbucks to the La Colombe. Just by it being darker, I would imagine it's because the ratio is going to be stronger. So that's my initial guess. no real back knowledge or any evidence to support it other than just how they've branded it and what they're pushing. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. This is much more complex than the Starbucks.
It is. Definitely get the nuttiness.
Yeah.
Another thing I also get with this, which I didn't get with the Starbucks, to me this tastes a little bit like you would imagine an iced tea, which a lot of our cold brews have that same similarity because you steep it like iced tea a lot of the time, or like a sun tea, if you will.
Right.
So I kind of get that little aftertaste of that like tea-ness that we do in a lot of bars. This is a traditionally flavored coffee. Like this tastes like coffee. This is what I get some coffee. This is what I want.
This has the acidity, and as I said before, cold brew lowers the acidity as it goes down, not the acidic taste. It's more of a, I guess, a brighter taste, a little bit of that sour. If you drink coffee, you're looking for 3 flavors. You go sour in the beginning, sweet in the middle, and a little bit of bitter at the end. So you're kind of going on a roller coaster. This, I definitely taste the sour up front, that brightness. There's a touch sweet, and then it does finish with that nutty bitterness.
But it's a nice bitter.
This is a very smooth cup. Like it goes down smooth. It doesn't. Jack was referring to like a grittiness on the last one.
Yeah.
This one has none of that. The other one could have been a little bit over extracted, and so we're getting a little bit more of that bitter taste. Or it's just how it was roasted. But I think it was over extracted because this is a thicker, bolder
cup of coffee, but it's not nearly as bitter.
Yeah, this is
it's pretty good.
This is good.
I really enjoy it.
Real coffee drink. No nonsense is what they're saying.
Their packaging says bold and rich. It is. It's a very bold tasting coffee. A lot of times people they want a bold coffee with dark roast, and that's not 100% true. Like you can have a nice light medium roast coffee that's bold because it's all in the ratios and how much coffee you actually put in. We do a 17-to-1 ratio, 17 parts water to the 1 part coffee. And if you want to make that more bold, you can make that a 20-to-1 or not. No, sorry, you want to go the other way. You want more coffee in there, so you can do like a 15-to-1. I think I'm going the right way.
I think so.
Less water, more coffee. Less water, and you can have it more bold. And so a lot of the times people just I need to do more dark. Darker the better. It's going to be more bold. Generally incorrect.
It's going to have a different flavor for sure.
Because most of the time it's probably going to be burnt. And so the boldness you're tasting is more of a charcoal burnt carbon flavor because that's what's getting extracted because the good flavors in the coffee bean have been burnt away.
Yeah.
Along with a lot of the sugars.
Yeah. So this packaging said it was in Michigan.
Yes, this says right here, La Colombe Coffee Roasters in Norton Shores, Michigan, 49441.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure La Colombe is... So La Colombe, if you don't know, definitely has pushed the envelope for specialty coffee. I do believe they got bought out by Nestle. Don't know. They got bought out by someone very big, and that's because of the work they've been doing. I think they pushed the ready-to-drink coffee or cold brew coffee industry.
Yeah, they did
a lot, propelled the industry a ton.
I think I saw La Colombe before I saw Starbucks when you drink cold brews. So you've been seeing La Colombe for at least 5 years, probably out in shelves well, at least in Michigan.
Right.
And most places I've gone to, you can see La Colombe. They are a national brand. They're good. They're pretty synonymous with quality. Except their milk ones. But see, I don't really like milk in my coffee, so that's part of that too. But like most of the cold brews, I would have to actually say all of their cold brew that I've tried, I've liked. It's been good. Actually, probably drank their cold brew before we made our own cold brew.
Yeah.
And realized how good it can be and where we want to take ours to. This is, once again, like I said, a nice, natural, typical coffee flavor. It's nutty. You're not going to get anything crazy like berries or any flavors like that, because it's not really what they're going for. When you're mass producing coffee like this, you're going to want to go for a flavor that the masses are going to like, a lot of people are going to like, and that is just your normal, regular coffee flavor, which is nutty, could be chocolatey. It's in that area. We've gone over the Central American, South American coffees, which, oh, look, it's Brazilian. So that's what you want. It's good. It's solid. It's what you come to expect when you get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So La Colombe has 30 locations, with more coming, they said. Generally, they're all on the East Coast, headquartered in Philadelphia. Then you have New York, Washington, D.C., Boston. Then you have California and Chicago. Both 10 are in California and Chicago combined. So they're big. Like we said, they got bought out and really expanded really rapidly. And really, like, obviously when you get big, you're going to get a little more mass produced, that flavor,
yeah.
right? But from what I've been able to taste, they're really finding a way to create a solid mass production while maintaining the specialty kind of coffee. I mean, their stuff looks clean. We also did some research. All of their production facilities for the draft lattes and cold brews are in Michigan, Orange Shores, Michigan. So that's cool to know. Michigan-made product, I guess, right? Yeah. So let's get into the ratings of this one. I think we're going to do the extra bold on this episode as well. But let's give the bold and rich a rating. So smoothness, 1 out of 10, no 7s. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it an 8.5. It's very smooth, very clean, drinkable, no grittiness, double filtered. You can tell because it was smooth and clean. 8.5.
8.5. I'm going to give it an 8. So that gives smoothness an 8.25 out of 10. Pretty good. Taste. Once again, 1 out of 10. No 7s. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8?
Yep. It was nutty. It's everything it promised it would be. I still think, and it's not just one-dimensional. There was, we got the roller coaster of flavor in it, unlike really with the Starbucks one, which was just cocoa.
Yeah.
It's good. Not a remarkable coffee. That's not what they're selling.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to give us like an Ethiopian berry or anything like that. So it's an 8. It's good. It is not a 6. So I'm giving it an 8.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm going to go 8. Pretty much same reasons. It's not a 6. It's better than a 6, but I'm not giving it a 7.
Yep.
8. I don't think I would give it a 7 if we could do 7s. I think 8 is where it belongs. Mm-hmm. And the smoothness and all that is really good. So that comes out to 8.1 out of 10. That's pretty good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
Once again, when we're talking about these things, the scale is 1 being like not good and not specialty coffee. 6 is where I start to see specialty coffee really shining through, like the Starbuckses. They are mass produced, better than Folgers and all of the lower ends. You're starting to get into better coffee. Be getting a specialty coffee. But 7, if 7's the mark for specialty, that's 7, 8. That's where we're going to get those specialty coffees that
In
are
the beginning of them,
yeah. And then 9, 10 are ultra premium specialty coffees. So 8 for a specialty coffee, right in there. That's where it should be. That's how we're grading it. We're not like 8's really good. 6 isn't terrible, right? It's the beginning of the better end of coffee. And then, like I said, 9, 10, those are going to be hard to get. Those are premium coffees. All right. So on to the extra bold. Give it the specs. It's got 275 milligrams per serving of caffeine.
35 milligrams more.
35 milligrams more. This is a single origin again, Brazilian. It is a dark roast, it says. So we'll see what that really means. But I mean, it looks generally the same.
It smells bolder. I can smell this one more than I could the other one without even like sniffing.
It's literally the same spec, same coffee. Everything is the same, but it's dark roasted. So they're going for that little bit more, what people call bold.
I'm going to have to imagine they just used more coffee.
I would imagine they probably mess with the ratios.
That's what I'm going to have to imagine. If it's the same coffee, and they, making it a dark roast doesn't give it any more caffeine. So I would have to imagine this is a stronger ratio of coffee to water.
I might have a theory now.
Okay.
It doesn't say from concentrate, but I want to say these are the same roast, same recipe. They just add more water to that one, to the blue one.
Good.
It's from concentrate, I think. And so, like you said, stronger, more coffee. Yeah. Essentially is what you're saying, is what I'm saying.
This does look a smidge darker.
Yeah.
I think I tasted a little bit of a darker roast as well. I taste a little bit more char, a little bit more carbon, a little more roasty.
I don't get the ups and downs as this one. This one had a great roller coaster flavor. This one, we're leaning more towards the Starbucks,
which what we said. They roasted it longer, so it takes some of the flavor out of it because you're getting that darker, roasty flavor, and it's burning up some of the sugars. I don't get any of the sweetness that I got from this one. So the sugars were...
It's a little bit there. I definitely don't get the brightness on the front at all. It's a tough
It's
thing.
not bitter. Like, I mean,
No.
it's still good. Still drinkable. I don't think it's as smooth as this one because I taste more of the dark roasted coffee.
Yeah. Unfortunately, due to our grading scale, my prediction would be this would be a 7. But we can't give it a 7, so we got to really give it some honest feedback here. Overall solid. This is definitely, I would say, a step up from the Starbucks, not by much, but a step up nonetheless.
This one actually really tastes coffee like this. The Starbucks one tasted like coffee. Don't get me wrong. But this is more coffee taste. I'm guessing with the Starbucks, it's watered down more.
Yeah,
that's what I had.
But the weird part is that one is more bitter. That one, if I could retroactively change it, I probably would. But we're not gonna. This one's smoother than that one.
Mm-hmm. I would say the extra bold, just as smooth as the other one.
Yeah.
The filtering process is the same. All of that aspect is the same. I just don't think it tastes as good.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it a. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go smoothness first. What are you giving it? 1 out of 10, no 7s.
Probably an 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 8. So we got 8s across the board there.
And then
taste.
I think I'm gonna give it a 6.
I agree. The taste, it's good. Like we just discussed, 6 is good. It's not great.
We gave this one an 8 on the taste, and this one is not as good as this one, so I can't give it a 7. So it's a 6.
Yeah, so you know what that leaves us up to? a 7 out of 10 coffee. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a better than average, I think, coffee. It's specialty coffee still. You're still getting those good flavors. It just isn't hitting the flavor notes as good as the bold. The extra bold is it. Yeah, you can just tell there's a difference. So it may not be concentrated, but you can tell there's a difference in the flavor. People would love this. I know they would. People that are looking for that coffee, that strong coffee, this is gonna.
And also, if you are a cold brew person who doesn't want to drink it black and you want to put cream in it, a creamer, I would go with this one. You're gonna get more of that coffee flavor you're thinking of because it is a darker roast. And when you put cream in it, it's gonna drown out. Like put cream in this, and you're gonna drown out all the good parts of it. It's gonna. The brightness and the sweetness are going to be gone because you just put cream in it or milk or oat milk, whatever you're putting in it. You're going to drown out all the good that was in this one. This one, you'll still be able to taste coffee because it's a little bit darker and burnt more. I don't suggest you put cream in it because I think it's perfectly good the way it is. And many people, I feel like, put cream in coffee or milk in coffee to kind of beat down some of that bitterness. And these aren't bitter.
Not at all.
It's the good bitter, which is kind of hard to describe to people, but it's a good bitter. It's a coffee bitter.
It's a nutty bitter. Like if you eat a peanut or an almond, you get that dryness. That kind of bitter.
That's what it is.
Not, I just ate a burnt popcorn bitter. So I think that's a good point. Knowing what you're going to use the cold brew for would definitely change how I buy. You're making a little bit of a at-home latte. You wanted to, spruce it up a little bit. Definitely try the extra bold. I would try everything, no coffee, no sugar first. But
if you were going to go that route, go with the extra bold.
Yeah, don't get the other one. Get this one. But yeah, so we had an 8.1 and a 7 with the La Colombe industry leaders.
Yeah, they're like we mentioned before, they were some of the pioneers of getting cold brew canned and shipped out to the masses. I believe they started in 2016 is when they started introducing their draft latte, which was their first one, and now they do cold brew too.
Thank you.
We can can our cold brew and distribute it and hope to grow it like we want to and like we envision because of them, because they stepped up, did that first, and industry leaders for a reason. So they're good. If you want to try it, try them out, and you probably won't be disappointed.
No, I would suggest them if you were going for something that's not cafe rated, or even if you want to try something new, try them out. I think that's all we got for you today. Thanks for sticking out. We're planning on doing a little bit more cold brews.
Mix it up a little bit. Maybe we might even get bags of coffee and make cold brew with them and try that as a cold brew. That could be a little bit more value that we give to you guys. We do these for you, so we can give you our opinions and use our expertise to help guide you in, trying out new coffee. And we hope that is what we do. And so that's what we'll continue to do and hope to do. I said do a lot.
Do. As you can tell, we've had a lot of caffeine. But thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Take it easy.